Hey YouTube, this is The Art of Prepping, looking at the emergency essentials at BePrepared.com's catalog for the July of 2016 month. What we have here is it's just their standard catalog that you typically get every month if you're a customer or if you've requested their catalogs. Maybe you're just wanting to just see what they have, and so you requested one. To start out with, I'm not affiliated with Emergency Essentials, nor do I have any major beef with them, nor do I promote them either. It's just I'm trying to be indifferent about this while I review this catalog. This is just more of a information type of sharing video. If Emergency Essentials wants to contact me over this video, that's fine. Other people who want to make comments, feel free to comment freely about your opinions about Emergency Essentials or other companies as well, or other options for different categories of preparation. Concerning this type of video, I'm going to probably do this in the future off and on. From time to time, I'll do some reviews of catalogs, and they may not be entirely super hyper detailed, but we'll kind of touch bases with a few sections of the catalog and things of interest. So on the front page here of this July 2016 catalog, we have just some assorted categories, which, obviously are important, in preparation, as you can see here. And as you open up the page, you have, basically some narrative here about preparing and water, food, first aid gear. And then over here you have RE Disaster Ready. So it has your food buckets, which I'm not a big supporter of because of all the preservatives and sugar and MSG and other crap like that, especially with this particular company. And that's the thing about this company. And I'm not saying all their food is bad by any means. I'm not saying all of it's good either. But there's definitely quite a few concerns with these types of foods, these survival companies. And if you like sugar in your food, I'm not saying all of this has sugar, but some things do. If you like preservatives, there definitely is a lot of this. I think the great bulk, if not pretty much, it could be almost all their food is GMO, to my knowledge, genetically modified organisms. If you like that, then here you go. And then, of course, MSG. They do put MSG in some of their items. They do sell Mountain House varieties as well, so they're not just restricted to their brand. Which is they call Emergency Essentials, is what their particular sub-brand of their company. And I'm not saying the food is horrible or it's going to kill you, but if you're health conscious, you may not really gravitate toward this company. At the minimum, let's cut out the MSG. At the minimum, let's not push GMO foods. Especially for emergency situations, and you're going to stress out the body and give it even more toxins than it already has. I just don't understand that. Also, you're going to see these massive dramatic cuts and, say 54% here, like this one, or 50% here, or like this 20% though, for example. This is just the regular price that you can get every day at most places, if not on Amazon and other places. So it's not even a discount. But food buckets, 45% off. Well, I personally believe that the retail of these items are extremely inflated. In most cases, probably twice as much as they should be. So they can afford to have these sales pretty much every month because these are ridiculous prices that anybody that has a God-given mind would not pay, especially for the quality of the food. So these are just my opinions on all these matters. So Emergency Essentials, it's nothing personal, but if you do purchase from them in the past, it can be personal because if you receive substandard food and at prices that really warrant a value, you can get kind of pissed off. So they have water barrels as well. Sometimes their water barrels are a pretty good price. They're BPA free. And that's another thing about all these cans. They're from what I understand, they're enameled cans. They're I believe that they're double layered steel cans, which are awesome number 10 cans. I'm not going to say that they're bad, except the part that they put the the enamel that is the liner for the cans, to my knowledge, there is some traces of BPA in them. I could be wrong, but from my research, that is true. And so you need to know about that. The foods are so, dried. Obviously, they're either dried, dehydrated, or freeze dried. So the absorption rate of anything is going to be pretty much minimum, if almost none. Obviously, the less acidic a food is, the less it's going to be able to absorb, and less moisture, less it's going to be able to absorb. So I don't think it's really an issue with the BPA, even though the BPA is in the liner of the cans most likely. So just a heads up on that. It's something that they don't talk about. And of course, if I'm wrong, Emergency Essentials, please let me know, and I'll do an update video clarifying this. So we have some new items this month. The chocolate peanut butter powder. It does kind of actually look pretty good. The Greek yogurt and strawberries. It's new. We also have shredded chicken, freeze dried, and something else is new is the Greek style yogurt. Sorry about the lighting, people. It's just the sun starting to get kind of low in the day, and just trying to do one more video before the end. Got some new first aid kits, even though these kits are not exactly new. They're just new to this company, I believe. This is the Adventure Medical Kits that they sell there. And, of course, they got all their wonderful food buckets between their brand and the Mountain House brand. And, once again, these are kind of gimmicky, it's 50% off, Oh, really? Wow, that's a great deal. Well, it's not so great because, they're not even worth what they are when they're 50% off. And, these are specific foods in these buckets. You have stroganoff, mac and cheese, chili, so all these mostly comfort foods. But individually, though, this is just a bunch of pasta, some milk products and dairy products, and that's basically what you're buying is pasta, mixed in with just a little bit of seasoning and a little bit of this and that, and they're charging quite a bit for that. So now, this is why I promote going, if you're going to get some groceries, double up on things you eat. A lot of things at the grocery store that you eat that are non-perishables have an average of 1 to 5 year shelf life, especially the canned goods and any kind of freeze-dried things that you may get, such as those side dishes and side pouches. They have a good 1 to 2 years life, no problem. And, canned goods get anywhere from 1 to 5 years, depending on how you store them and what the food types are, especially if they're in glass or not. You can research this further, but it's just so much more inexpensive to catch. It's things on sale at your local supermarket that and you can even see that are like GMO free, or they have BPA free liners, or they don't have MSG, or all these things. You can just do it in your own time on a more affordable rate. They may not have like the 20 to 30 year or more extended shelf lives like this, but these foods are hyper processed. They have all kind of bad stuff in them. And it's not to say that there aren't companies that don't have better quality foods, but they're even more expensive. It's just it's a lose-lose for the person who's trying to be prepared. Obviously, the core essentials for any food preparation, solution for food storage is going to be your dry goods. So you start with your dry goods, and then you can kind of work from there into, if you want to do canned goods and things, dried fruit and nuts and things that you can put on a rotation. But enough said about that. So you got more food buckets here, and you got the fruit section here, and 48% off on these. Wow, super supply of freeze-dried fruits. 18 large number 10 cans. Well, kind of sounds good, but is it for $2.99? I don't know, man. And then when they don't really tell you, of course. You have to kind of do a lot more research of how many ounces in there, and then that's when you get kind of surprised. Small apple slices. Oh, okay. Only $12.25 if you buy 6 or more. Oh, but it's only 15 ounces. And yes, these typically double or triple in weight once you rehydrate them. So, yeah, I'm not trying to be an ass here, but at the same time, if you just look at how much it costs versus if you got canned, or if you simply grew some of this yourself, or even go and buy your own dried fruit and then you put it through your own dehydrator and bag it yourself or can them yourself, vastly cheaper. Yes, there's a lot of time involved, and if you don't think your time is worth it, then maybe this could be an option. if you feel like you're okay with trusting the sources of these foods. But if you do have a little bit of time, a garden, a small orchard, I'm sorry, this is kind of a little ridiculous. Let's just look at this. Oh, wow, 44% off if you buy 12 or more for $15. Oh, $15 for a whole number 10 can of strawberry slices. Freeze dried too, which is actually not a bad way to preserve things for the nutrient value. But it's only 7 ounces. So let's just say hypothetically on the upper end, you can reconstitute this product and get a whole 3 times and triple the weight. So now you have 21 ounces. Okay. Let's just say that you can get quadruple the amount of when you rehydrate it, which I doubt it. You're probably lucky to get 2.5 to 3 times the weight of this. But let's just say 4 times, 28 ounces. So do you really think it's a good deal for 28 ounces? Just a little over £1.50 pound, between £1.50 pound to a little over £1.50 pound for $15. I don't know. Is that really an essential thing to have? Your awesome strawberry slices? Not really. For the money, I think you could do a lot better with more core things like your beans, rice, lentils, peas, having a good stash and variety of spices, and of course having other type of more essential vegetables. And that's where we are on this particular page. I think the vegetables are more critical and more important overall, better for nutrients wise than fruit. We have freeze-dried green peas, and they're 50% off. Wow, sale $9.99 for 18 ounces. So let's just say that you can get 3 times that. Close to 60 ounces for $9.99. It may not be that horrible. I mean, if you compare them against canned goods and stuff, I don't know, or even other dried peas, it's a little expensive, but it's not horrible. It's not one of the worst things you could buy here. They got hash browns, and then they have a host of other things, mixed vegetables, and as you can see, there's a lot of things here that are over 50% off in this catalog. And if any company, in my opinion, that has to knock things off 50% or more, either they're not selling a lot of it, or they're having a hard time selling it, or their retail prices are just completely unrealistic. Let's just be honest here. Italian-style pork crumbles, 51% off. If you buy 6 or more, it's only $26.49 for 17 ounces. Well, even if you could triple that in the weight, is it really worth that? I mean, seriously, I don't know. I mean, unless you just have a lot of money, some of this is just kind of excessive. And so we kind of have to move along here. We're already going toward the 13-minute mark. So they have these spices and things like that, which aren't the worst thing in the world to have. I think it's important to have some flavor to fight palate fatigue. Year supplies. Here's some of this information here, year supplies. And of course, you don't really have much control at all what you're getting. You're just kind of getting bundles, and you're at their mercy. I wouldn't do that. Got their grains here. And then you also have legumes, which I actually like legumes quite a bit. Kidney beans and pintos, those are all excellent. You've got split peas. These are not the worst deal because they are in Mylar bags sealed with oxygen absorbers, and probably in these, I think this is 41 pounds in this one, 40 pounds in this. But at the same time, if you priced it in your local grocery store and did your own preserving and sealing up and your own storage, it would be probably at least 50 cents or so, if not more, per pound cheaper. Something to consider. But if you're just not wanting to do anything yourself and you're lazy, then, it's not the worst thing to get your core essentials here with some rice and other things. So we got the Gamma Seals, different ways to do your own. Now, on this page here, I will have to say this is not too bad. These 2 items are probably the only 2 that I found so far in this magazine that I'd be somewhat interested, as long as the sources were clean. The peanut butter powder, this is their new formula, 85% less fat. I'm not really particularly worried about more fat or less fat. I don't think fat is bad for you at all. It's part of your essential nutrients, in my opinion. So, but this one, if you buy 6 or more, $14.95. Pretty good. I do like that. And lastly, this refried beans group pack, $8 if you buy 6 or more. I'm getting close to my time limit here, close to 15 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you want to know more about this catalog, feel free to contact Emergency Essentials at beprepared.com. Thanks again for watching. And be safe out there.